Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jeff Connor. I'm the commander of the Major Case Squad, and we're here to talk about a case that was activated on Thursday afternoon. Different people are going to be speaking, and all I want to talk about is the Major Case Squad. To let you know, this case is what the Major Case Squad was designed for. They experienced a heinous crime on Thursday afternoon, and with a smaller department, they don't have the resources to investigate that thoroughly, so Chief Carpenter reached out to me about activating the Major Case Squad, and he could even talk about how quick this came together. But also it's hand in hand with the Cross Rivers Crimes Task Force that Mr. Hain established, and being the commander of that also, it has some similar investigative tools that we could use in that towards this crime, because as you'll see, is this is residents from Missouri that ended up in this location and a crime was committed. I'm not going to be talking about the details. I'll leave that up to Lieutenant Bauer from the Madison County Sheriff's Office. But right now, I want to introduce to you as Chief Carpenter of the Maryville Police Department. Thank
you. Good afternoon. My name is Rob Carpenter. I'm the Chief of Police here at Maryville. As Major Connor stated, last Thursday, we got called to the scene of a deceased subject. We immediately established the fact that it was a homicide. Due to Maryville having limited resources, we only have one detective in Maryville. We immediately activated the Major Case Squad, requested their assistance, and I can tell you within 30 minutes, investigators from all over the area started to arrive. So I can't thank the Major Case Squad enough for solving this situation. I'd like to also say this particular situation really had not much to do with Maryville. Both the victim and the suspect were just passing through and just happened to pull over in our city limits and commit a heinous crime. So with that being said, I want to introduce Lieutenant Brian Bauer of the Major Case Squad.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Bauer, Deputy Commander, Major Task Force, St. Louis area, activated for this particular case. I would like to express my condolences to the family and friends directly affected for this act. Out of respect for the family involved and their privacy, I will not be discussing evidence, motive, or any particulars on the crime scene. Secondly, I would like to express and commend the tireless efforts of numerous agencies involved in this investigation. Those include Maryville, Collinsville Police Departments, Glen Carbon Police Department, ILEAS search and rescue teams, St. Louis County Police Department, Normandy Police Department, and of course the major case investigators that responded. All were instrumental in this case, and without their dedication, the following charges would not have been made. On Thursday, March 17th at around 4:05 p.m., the Maryville Police Department received a 911 call of a deceased subject in the 2000 block of North Bluff Road, Collinsville, Illinois. The caller advised that there was a male subject face down in a pool of blood, what appeared to be multiple gunshot wounds. At the request of the Maryville Police Department, the Major Task Force was activated, resulting in over 20+ investigators to respond. The individual victim is identified as Ronald L. Holland, Holland, male, age 40, Jennings, Missouri. Investigators made significant progress in the early stages of the investigation, and a person of interest was established. Additionally, a vehicle commonly used by Mr. Holland was unaccounted for, but was later located abandoned in St. Louis. Following up numerous leads, the investigators were able to tie the Illinois scene to the Missouri scene where the vehicle was recovered. Investigators were able to develop and gather information which led to the charges associated with this investigation. On March 19th, The Madison County State's Attorney's Office issued charges related to first-degree murder to the individual identified as Daylen, D-A-N-Y-I-E-L, M. Johnson, male, age 40, St. Louis. Johnson and Holland knew each other very well, but there is no criminal history that shows between the two. Investigation revealed that Johnson acted alone, fled the scene, where investigators later located the vehicle. Mr. Johnson was taken into custody early Sunday morning by the Normandy Police Department and is currently being held at the St. Louis County Detention Center. I want to stress that we have been able to establish any direct connection from Illinois, Collinsville, or Maryville areas to this particular incident. It shows that Johnson and Holland have mostly established their residency in the St. Louis and outlying suburbs. This has been a thorough investigation with over 60 leads and numerous search warrants. Investigators are continuing to clear and pursue leads. Public, if they have any additional information, is requested to contact the Major Case Squad of Greater St. Louis or the Maryville Police Department. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Tom Hain, State's Attorney, Madison County.
Thank you, Lieutenant Bauer. And again, our prayers are with the victims' families here. I'm sure they're having a terrible time, and we continue to pray for them. And we will work hard to ensure that justice is done in this case. So this morning, we charged Danielle M. Johnson of St. Louis with 4 felony counts in relation to last Thursday's shooting death of Ronald L. Holland of Jennings. Count 1 and 2 are first-degree murder charges on alternative theories. Count 3 is the use of a stolen firearm in the commission of an offense. And count 4 is the unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon charge. Now, these charges together contain the possibility of life in prison for the defendant. The murder charge alone is typically 20 to 60 years in prison, but with the firearm enhancement, which we believe would apply in this case, it is 45 years to life. Count 3 and count 4 are 3 to 7 years or 3 to 14 years respectively. Of note, defendant Johnson has a somewhat lengthy criminal history in Missouri, and he was last released from Missouri Department of Corrections December of 2020 for a weapons charge. Just to reiterate what Lieutenant Bauer described, the residents of Maryville, Collinsville, and Madison County should know that we believe the location of this crime in Madison County is purely accidental. The victim and the defendant traveled from St. Louis to Madison County together just prior to the commission of this offense. They've known each other for many years, and so the location of this being in Maryville, as Chief Carpenter said, is, we believe, purely accidental. There's no connection to this area. But it is a testament to our local law enforcement community. We have stellar police and investigative resources in Madison County. The Major Case Squad is top-notch, true professionals, and together, the coordinating agencies working on this crime are an impressive list altogether, as Major Carpenter was, or as Chief Carpenter was discussing. The Major Case Squad worked with Maryville PD, Glen Carbon PD, Collinsville PD, Illinois State Police, St. Louis County PD, Normandy PD, and the Madison County Coroner's Office and the Madison County Sheriff's Office, along with the Metro East Crime Lab in Ilias. This is a testament to cross-river coordination among police units. A crime that occurred here with Missouri residents is then the individual is arrested over in Missouri within days. So it's a testament to the great police work we have that allows these kinds of heinous crimes to be solved and to be prosecuted quickly, which helps victims' families and helps the community move on. So I just want to thank the individuals behind me. They're the best of the best. What they do every day, lets us sleep well at night and protects us all, and then allows my office to pursue justice in the court of law on behalf of the victims of this crime. So I just want to thank everyone for all their hard work on this case. With that, we can answer any questions.
Can you tell us, Kelly Hoskins, Fox 2, can you tell us a little bit more about the motive, then also more hard work about the detectives here with the Major Case Squad and how they came together? It's so important to have an organization like this.
Well, I'll say a few words, but I would love to hear from the Major Case Squad individuals as well, Lieutenant Bauer and Commander Connor. But in this case, we can't comment about motive. We're here to present charges, and we can tell you just enough that's necessary to put the public's mind at ease that this had no connection to Maryville. This wasn't aimed at Maryville. But we can't discuss motive. That's best saved for the resolution at the trial phase or upon conviction. So I would leave you to that stage of the affair for that discussion. But in terms of working together, look behind me. These are incredible individuals. They are hard workers. They take their job very seriously because they know they're serving the community well. They put their lives on the line, as we see every day across the country. So many, tragic situations involving police. Well, here we have great police, and they do their job professionally. They do it well, and they solve these crimes so that we can bring justice to victims. So, the Major Case Squad and all the coordinating agencies, along with the Cross-River Crime Task Force, are dedicated to making sure we do justice for victims and we solve crimes quickly so that we can prosecute them in the court of law. And I think that mission of service is something that the individuals behind me represent very well. But I'd also turn it over to Major Connor and to Lieutenant Bauer.
Kelly, I met with you a couple years ago when I was appointed commander, and we talked about how this works. To give you an idea of the logistics, Chief Carpenter gave me a call Thursday evening, and within, as he mentioned, within 30, 45 minutes, these investigators who are ready to celebrate St. Patrick's Day put down their forks and put on their suits and headed to Maryville. And in about 2 hours after that initial phone call, everyone you see here was ready to go. And they were handed out leads and under Lieutenant Bauer's direction, and the investigation took over. They worked all night. And they get home maybe around 4 or 5 in the morning, get a few hours of sleep, come back at 8 or 9 the next day, and they do that for 16 hours again. And they keep doing that. The way that the Major Case Squad is put together is for 5 days. They can do that every day, and they do nothing but look towards evidence that can help solve this crime.
Can you describe the property of where the victim was found a little bit more? Residential, highway?
The best thing I could say, it's 2000 block of North Bluff Road. There's not a lot out there. It's a kind of a farm community. There's really not a lot there.
Are you able to say anything about maybe how did you all find out how long you've been laying there?
I can't get into that.
Are you able to say how many times this was shot, or is that a crime scene?
That would be a crime scene detail, yes.
Did you work out with a murder weapon?
Yes, we did.
Can you give a detail of what that weapon was?
No, I cannot.
Yeah, you could So it's all, you can have access to the charging documents as well. They're all public records. But, the firearm, the stolen firearm that was used in the commission of the events was the Glock Model 2340 caliber semi-automatic handgun. And I think it is appropriate to say that the victim was not there long before being found. And I would also like to commend the work of the Violent Crimes Unit in my office. Morgan Hudson, Assistant State's Attorney, did a great job coordinating with the Major Case Squad as our Violent Crimes Unit is set up to do, to make sure we can solve this case. But everybody here is dedicated to making sure that we can do justice for victims. This whole coordinated effort is to bring swift justice to victims. The first few days after the commission of a crime are key to turning over evidence and solving these cases. And this is just another result of a case, a terrible case. It's left true scars in the community, but that thankfully has been, we believe, the evidence will show, solved. And that's a testament to the coordinated effort of the great public service behind it. So, appreciate that. Any other questions?
Have you all talked to the family? How are their emotions? How are they doing?
It's typical in these cases. We try to keep the family out of the news as much as possible. They're grieving, and of course, we can't comment on any sort of discussions that were had with any individuals involved in this case. we want to make sure our focus remains on the defendant here and the defendant's actions and what we believe the evidence will show at trial. And we wish the family to know that they're in our prayers, and we hope that the news will also respect that privacy that the family think is due.
Thank you, everybody.